Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about sketches in SolidWorks. So, a sketch is what is like the fundamental building block of how you design a part. So, every time you start a design, you need to start off with usually a sketch in 2D. So here you have the sketch icon. There's a 3D sketch here, which you'll use in some cases if you're designing more in 3D. But for the most part, for beginners, people just use this normal sketch. So sketch is like the building block because you need to start off with something 2D, and then with the feature tool, you could create that 2D into 3D. So when you start off with a sketch, you'll create something usually that's like a closed contour, and then from there you could have a closed contour become something meaningful. Okay, so when you create a sketch, you usually want to choose a plane that you start your sketch off of. So usually I choose a plane that makes sense to me if it's how I'm gonna be looking at it. So in this case, I one of my preferences is to use the top plane. So you could come here and click sketch and create a sketch, or you could also right click the top plane and then just hit sketch. That's another way you could do it. So now that you have your sketch plane set up, you can see that this little button here is indented. So that's how you know that you're in the sketch mode. So here you could start sketching something. So once you do that, you could select one of these tools to make a sketch. So, like for example, you could have a line tool, you could create something like this. You could have a circle tool and something like this, right? You could have a square rectangle tool, something like this. So here you could just start sketching, right? But usually when people sketch, you don't have like random pieces floating. They should all be connected somehow, and they should all be centered in some location. So we'll go into details of each of these tools, but just for the sake of this video, um, you, you know that here is like a plane that you could sketch on, and you could see when I exit my sketch, I could also hold the mouse rolling wheel and rotate it. You could see my sketch in different views, and you could hit the space bar. You could see like this is my top view, my front view. So front view, you can see how that looks, right? So yeah, that's how you edit the sketch. So here I actually think the rooftop might look a little better. Yeah, you can see here based on which view you're looking at, like gray on gray doesn't look very clear actually. So usually by default it's just plain white. But I actually think, yeah, the sketch with this gray is actually a little bit better. So I'm gonna come back here and set that as my default again. If you look for basic scenes, it should be rooftop set as default scene. So I didn't like it originally because there's like little circles here, but we will just have to deal with it. Okay, so that's how you could create a sketch, and then you could come back here and edit a sketch. You could, I'm gonna do normal to, let's say you make a sketch and you don't want this, you could select that and hit delete. You could also select it and move your part around. I can move my circle around and replace it in different things. So those are different things you could do inside a sketch. So later on, we'll go into more detail on how to make a sketch proper. So we'll talk about different tools that can help you do that. Okay. But hopefully, this will get you started on what a sketch is and then how to add things to a sketch. So if you found this video helpful, give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.